Hi, this is Randomness with 5 Cups of Sugar, and today I'll be doing a manga haul video. So for this manga haul, from November 2020 until about the beginning of January 2021, consists of Volume 4 of Given, 10 Count series, and As Miss Beelzebub Likes, Volume 11. For Given Volume 4, I'm pretty sure this is around the point where the movie that's gonna be streaming on Crunchyroll this year, I feel like this is around the point in the story where the movie takes place. Because I know that somewhere I think in Volume 3 is where the anime was up to. Not quite sure though, because I haven't finished reading those volumes since I have been intensely studying. But I will do a review for the volumes of Given that I have so far sometime later down the road. A warning though is that there are themes of suicide with respect to a certain character's background story, which I will not tell you about so that I don't spoil anything. 10 Count is a series that I heard about online that is very popular and well known in the BL genre, so I decided to give it a try. I started reading a couple of volumes and then thought might as well try the whole series because there's only 6 in total. So basically this guy right here, his name is Shirotani, and he has OCD as well as germophobia or mysophobia, depending on the translation you read, which is basically he's scared of germs and about things getting contaminated or infected by objects or other people because of a lack of control over those things. So he has certain rituals, such as washing his hands and rubbing alcohol to sanitize items and not letting other people touch stuff or not touching other people's stuff or eating outside. As just a few of them. So he ends up running into the other guy in the story, Kurose, and he is a psychologist. And so, due to an accident involving his boss, Kurose saves his boss, and then that's how Shirotani and Kurose meet. And he's not actually his counselor in terms of like actually hiring him to be his counselor, so that's not as bad ethically speaking, but still it kind of gets gray there. But it's just a manga, so I guess take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, so then he decides to do exposure therapy with Shirotani, and it's called 10 Count because they made a list of 10 things that Shirotani is scared to do, from the least severe being number 1 to the most severe being 10. And he doesn't actually name a 10th fear. But he also doesn't realize, like, he doesn't understand why Kurose is even helping him in the first place for free. Because he said, oh, I'm just doing it for you, and in return, be my friend. So that is the start of their love story. And he said, once you fill in number 10, then I'll tell you why I'm helping you in the first place. And there's ups and downs, but some parts, especially Shirotani's routine when he comes into the house, kind of relatable given the pandemic right now, because you kind of have to do that, especially for people who are in healthcare. Yeah. A warning is that 10 count does have explicit content, even if they put a like white strike through, it's still explicit. I was more interested in the premise of the story with respect to germophobia or mysophobia and OCD and doing exposure therapy, which is most of the reason why I picked this book up. It's a very interesting take for a manga, and it's quite uncommon. Because usually the BL that I tend to read are the ones who have an interesting story behind them. Like, given it's looking at musicians, 10 count is looking at exposure therapy, and Secret XXX had to do with bunnies because bunnies are so cute. And then for Therapy Game, I wanted to read it because I liked Secret XXX and because it was only 2 volumes and I wanted to give it a try, which you can see why in my spontaneous manga haul in November 2020. Video in my manga collection playlist. As Miss Beelzebub Likes is a series which is a comedy slice of life. This is the 11th volume out of 12 volumes. This is the current volume released in English. As you can see, compared to like the other volumes, volume 11 is actually quite large in comparison. You'd be able to better see it if you did see it in person, but it's a lot larger. Yeah, it's a very funny manga. It's definitely one of my favorite. The art is beautiful and also hilarious. So you can see the detail here. Very pretty art. It's very cute. And overall, I'm really looking forward to reading this. I'll probably eventually do a review of the series. So I'm actually waiting on a couple manga to come in, but it's been delayed because of, well, postal delays. Yeah, so I'll be waiting for volume 12 of Himoto Umuru-chan, as well as I'm gonna try volume 1 of Goodbye My Rose Garden, which is a yuri. I heard it was an interesting premise because it takes place, I think it was either 1800s or 1900s, can't remember. But it's between a maid who comes from Japan who wants to be a novelist and a lady named Alice. So the maid is Hanako, I think, and the maid's name, sorry, not the maid's name, and the lady's name is Alice, and she wants to kill herself because she is gay, and something happened with her past maid that is related to romance, and then she has to be engaged to this guy and get married and fulfill her societal duties at the time, because it was much more strict for women back then because they were expected to marry in order to bring honor to their family. Because if she came out as gay back then, she would have brought dishonor upon them, like, so it would spread to not just her life but affect everyone else. So I'm pretty sure that has to do with something about the suicide. Yeah, because like she asks Hanako to kill her. That's all I know. But it seemed kind of interesting because it wasn't like the typical yuri where it's in high school and everyone's still just figuring things out. Because it's kind of nice to see a yuri with adults, kind of like Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Wait, between Lady Toru and Miss Kobayashi. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And you'll see that in my next manga haul. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. and subscribe. I hope you enjoy your day. Take care. Bye.